play at the night ready. The friends all said the times were finally changing. It only felt a few centuries too late. Her eyes were always deep inside a notebook. Her hands were always tuning the guitar. And while some seemed busy waiting for permission, she was on her way to be a star. But if you'd asked her if anyone had held her back, she would tell you she forgot most of their names. The losers only think about the winners. The winners only think about the game. So many fell in love with a civilian, or at least we know he fell in love with her. He could see how bright her light was shining. He could feel how wild her fire burned. But love has its own kind of symmetry. You have to give as much as you receive. But once he realized that he would never give her nothing, he decided it was time for him to leave. Now he likes to criticize her privately, while she simply says that neither would have made. The losers only think about the winners. The winners only think about the game. So many kept on adding to the set list and working on her studio tan. And for the first time found it hard telling the difference between other friends and other fans, which left her with a special brand of emptiness that she channeled right back into the songs. She wasn't gonna ask herself the question if this is what she wanted all along. Some people said she was a genius. Some people said she was insane. But those losers only think about the winners. The winners only think about the game. Put the pencil down. On becomes a shadow of the way it felt the first 100 times around, which left it to the critics and the experts to tell the world how Millie really felt. To somehow say she lost her competition she was only ever having with herself. Well, some might look for meaning in the ashes. She just misses standing in the flame. The losers only think about the winners. The winners only think about the game. All the losers only think about the winners. The winners only think about the game. talking to God if your prayers don't get answered, or if you don't exactly notice when they do. Quit taking the jobs that rob you of your powers, so you can buy more shit you don't have time to use. Quit hanging around in this air-conditioned town where your life is lived out hunched over your phone. You're gonna have to quit everything until you find one thing you want. Quit turning the words and put it pen on paper. If it feels like you just put it black on white. Quit telling these girls your ideas about forever when you only plan to know them for the night. Quit wasting my time because pretty soon you'll find it's the only thing of value that we own. You're gonna have to quit everything till you find one thing you want. Quit filling up your glass if it's mixing and it's jamming, or the feelings you were trying to escape. Quit living in the past if all you end up doing is practicing the apologies you won't make. Quit committing these sins, then don't tolerate them again. It's too matters when you do or when you don't. You're gonna have to quit everything until you find one thing you want. Itself is slipping through your bones. Good evening, everybody. You're gonna have to quit everything until you find one thing you want. You're gonna have to quit everything until you find one thing. It's a good crowd. Grab your cigarettes, follow me out of the living room, and I'll get drunk enough to tell you how I feel about the men that you love and how they all seem to get the best of you. 'Cause if I don't say these things, you know someone will. Leave that look in your eyes as I slowly go through the evidence. Guilt in his sight. my voice can't stay as clear as I need to. Oh, let my words take on the nature of a drill. To be set against the frozen sea inside of you. If I don't tell you I'm falling in love, someone will. Someone will, and maybe someday it'll be the same. But I could be just as you need me on sale. The guy you say you're looking for, sounds like the kind of guy I wanna be. But if you just want someone to hold you right now, well then someone will. It's a night like this, in the quieter parts of Los Angeles, when you think you see the outline of the beast up in the hills. You might be sitting beside the only person that you could face it with. But if you don't want me after tonight, someone will. I have to believe that someone will. I know it's true inside. We've been in this room once before, I'm pretty sure. Maybe more than once, but I think just once. This is a special spot you guys got here in the neighborhood. So we wanted to celebrate that by pulling some songs out of the bullpen that we haven't played in a long time. Between the chemical trails in the morning and the UFOs at night, the sky becomes a canvas for my worst conspiracies. And through the storm clouds that were forming, more black and blue than white, I saw two shooting stars as the getaway car my life turned out to be. My face is pressed against the window while the traveled road lives up to the cliches. Desperately just trying to hold on to something, to realize that the time flies either way. I confused a sense of purpose with grabbing the future by the throne, while the museum of my memories was just some blurry photographs. When I was younger, I was serious. Now everything's a joke, but my friends detect the sadness at the end of every laugh, which has left me with a tricky sense of humor. I keep getting further punchline takes on another dimension when you realize that the time flies either way. And at the height of this confusion, it's when your eyes met mine. I caught a small chance at salvation, staring staring right at me. I saw my boyhood reach conclusion. I saw a life spent at your say. I saw the permanent replacement of all the U's and I's for we. Running at that all my proudest moments would be spent trying to put a smile on your face. And I'm letting that fact answer all of my questions. 'Cause I know now that the time flies either way. I know now that the time flies either way. Got to hold like a feeling from a photograph before the movies all got told. The words I say can be silver, but what's left unsaid can be gold. So get to know me once I go away. Maybe 'cause I come from such an empty-hearted town. Maybe 'cause some love of mine can really let me down. But the only time that I am lonely is when others are around. I just never end up knowing what to say. And I wanted someone to lead me if I find myself a man. If I wanted someone to send my money, I wouldn't need to get paid. If I wanted someone to understand me, I have so much more to say. I want you to make this movie. I took everything I thought from what it takes to be a man. We need everything they should have known, what we do not understand. Why you lead to the echo and you do not raise a hand? Oh woman, someone to spend my money, I wouldn't even dream. I wanted someone to cut me down and I headed to the grave. I want you to make the days move easy. I want you to make the days move easy. I want you to make the days move easy. I want you to make these days move easy. We all need something to make the days move easy. I want Dawes to help your days move easy. I want tonight to help our days move easy. I want you to make the days move easy. All of the money, put it where the mouth used to be. Spinning in anybody's ear about a friend that disappeared. Now she's sailing further out to sea. Your father's spending all of his vacation, burning for and names through all his fears. All the data he's collected turn out to be just shrinking every years. You look like one of them, she talk like one of us. Everything that's telling you is wrong. You look like one of them, she talk like one of us. And I think you know where you belong. Always mortally offended by the mispronunciation of her name. Telling all her new clients that the W is silent before she sends them remember when they came. Your brother sends me all his latest poems about a secret dream of learning how to dance. He always had to look for you, asking when you're coming through, so he can tell his supervisor 6 months in advance. You look like one of them, you should talk like one of us. Everything they're telling you is wrong. You look like one of them, you should talk like one of us. May not think you know where you belong. Still counting up his money, in a secret lair he built behind his shelf, where he chants and repetition, take me not into temptation, I'm pretty sure he knows the way it sits. You look like one of them, but you talk like one of us. Everything they're telling you is wrong. Look like one of them, but you talk like one of us. Babe, I think you know where you belong. memories? Or was I just another victim of the case? The one that told on you the way it was bound to do. For any detective that hasn't accepted his place, but still wanders the city in hopes of it showing its face. Just beneath the surface, there's a girl I wanna meet, and the root of all my trouble is which before I speak. Lost in revelations, even I cannot accept. So just beneath the surface is where you will stay kept. Between the thoughtless words and the wordless thoughts, between my flawless fears and my fearless thoughts, between the parts of me I keep from you and the things that I'm just not, the sense of keeps on drifting, the music never stops. And when the singing is through, there's not much else I can do for you, which might be more than what you want, less than you'd expect. From a coded dream, from the final scene, where all the heroes and the villains intersect, and that lost feeling through the credits feels correct. Just beneath the surface, there's another one of her, the one I'm taking with me, the one that I prefer. After all the reasons, but right before she left, I'm tiptoe toward the gravity of the predicament. I prefer leaving tomorrow, sitting far away in the dark, instead of facing one more tired vision of the end. But if that's okay, if the experiment complete, and we all stand around to watch it all come down, at least we get a front row seat. Subjects, and everywhere I went, till all my conversations are about too good to be true. This world can wax poetic, and airborne toxic events. Why not take the time that's left me, and I will give it up to you. That's the ball game. If the experiment complete, watch it all come down. At least we got a front row true that it's a curse to live in interesting times. Then why do I get butterflies as I peek over the ledge? You bring some popcorn, I'll bring some wine. Just don't pay for the whole seat if all you needed was the edge. 'Cause you're fast, the ball game. If it experiments complete, and you don't stand around to watch it all burn down. At least we got a front row seat. At least we got a front row seat. At least we got a front row seat. Because I feel closer to you than I did when the night started. I feel like that's the whole idea. For us to feel like we all have some common ground. We see the world in a lot of the same ways, ways we didn't realize. With his back against the San Francisco traffic, on the bridge's side that faces towards the jail, setting out to join the demographic, he hoists his first leg up over the rail. Then a phone call's made and police cars show up quickly. The sergeant slams his passenger door. He says, "Hey kid, why don't you talk through this with me? Just tell me what you're doing it for." Oh, it's a little bit of everything. It's the mountains, it's the fog. It's the news at 6 o'clock. It's the death of my first dog. It's the angels up above me. It's a song that they don't sing. It's a little bit of everything. There's an older man that stands in a buffet line. He's smiling and he's holding out his plate. And the further that he looks back into his timeline, that hard road always led him to today. He's making up for when his bright future just left him. He's making up for the fact his only son is gone. And letting everything out once his server asks him, "Have you figured out yet what it is you want?" I think I have a little bit of everything. The biscuits and the beans, whatever helps me to forget about these things that brought me to my knees. So Pile on those mashed potatoes. And how about an extra chicken wing? 'Cause I'll be having a little bit of everything. Somewhere a pretty girl is writing invitations for her wedding that she has scheduled for the fall. Her man walks in and says, "Baby, can I make one quick observation? You don't seem to be having any fun at all." She says, "Well, you could just worry about your groomsmen and your shirt size. And rest assured, this is making me feel good. I think that love is so much easier than we realize. If you can give yourself to someone, then you should. 'Cause it's a little bit of everything. The way you laugh, the way you ache. It's heating up way before you, so I can just watch you as you wake. So on that day in late September, it's not just some stupid fucking ring. I'll be getting a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. It's the matador and the bull. It's the suggested daily dosage. It's the red moon when it's full. All these psychics and these doctors, they're all right and they're all wrong. It's like trying to make out every word when they should simply hum along. It's not some message written in the dark or some truth that no one's seen. It's just a little bit of everything. Group's gonna sing one for us now. We're actually gonna go on a little duo tour later on this year. And so far, this is like one of the 3 songs we know for sure that would work. Never got angry enough to be funny. Never stopped caring enough to be cool. Haven't been broken enough to feel holy. Never loved someone enough to be cruel. Never been hungry enough to get cracking. Haven't quite fallen enough to atone. Never could cry hard enough to start laughing. Never stopped moving enough to be home. But it's not like I'm keeping score. Only when I feel unsafe. Am I getting a little more? Or have I had enough already? Man, enough already. I haven't cleared enough of my records. I haven't covered enough of my tracks. I haven't cashed in enough of my winnings. I haven't tried on enough of my acts. But I've always failed enough to keep trying. I've always worked enough to get by. I've always felt enough hope in the morning to help me wrestle demons at night. But it's not like I keep in score. Only when I feel unsteady. Am I getting a little more? Or have I had enough already? Enough already. Enough already. Maybe I said enough to stay quiet. Maybe I should enough to sit back. Maybe I'm told enough lies to be honest. Let someone else try and mount the attack. Well, maybe I could just ask for help. Since I'm living in the land of plenty. And yet still hoping for something else. When I know I had enough already. Get the boys back up here. All the doubts and hesitations I built up in my early years, under reconsideration with the music of the spheres. We try it out tonight any longer, when every night I think of thee. With these vibrations, give me proof of the ghost information. The ghost information. The ghost information. I went to see your healer with that mic strapped to his face. Talked about which habits to surrender and which habits to embrace. And for the next few days or so, I was feeling pretty good, but it didn't fix me. I even started volunteering with the local Sacred Heart. We feed the homeless on some weekends. We pick up trash at all the parks. Even though we needed up the whole damn neighborhood, it didn't fix me. Fix me like I thought it would. I got that book you recommended about a spy in East Berlin. I really like the way that it did, how he forgives his friends who turn him in. And I think I see what you were saying about how technically it should, but it didn't fix me. It didn't fix me like I thought. A nomination for one of those awards that I don't need, but I say that out of obligation. I really spent hours on my speech. I think my biggest inspirations and the good folks back in Hollywood, they didn't fix me. Didn't fix me like I thought it would. Didn't fix me. Didn't fix me. finally found someone that loves me. And her didn't fix me like I thought it would. Didn't fix me. Didn't fix me. Didn't fix me. Sounds like the perfect installation of my time spent here on earth. I've stared at the horizon, both feet in the sand. The thing I love about the ocean, it comes in waves. When the filament won't glow, surrounded by a darkness because the currents are moving slow. Am I losing my intensity? Is it a feeling in a state? But that's the thing about electricity. It comes in waves. Comes in waves. right. But if you feel good about the future, then buddy, so do I. Sunshine on out on all our enemies, while we're popping the champagne. 'Cause that's the thing about a victory. It comes in waves. It comes in waves. It comes in waves. But him less like a workhorse, more like a slave. I thought that one quick moment was noble or brave, worth the most of my life. So I pointed my fingers, shot a few quotes I knew, as if something that's written should be taken as true. But every path that I'm taking, or conclusion I drew, will put truth back under the knife. And I'm the only piece of advice that continues to help. Is anyone that's making anything new only breaks something else? promise to me, why don't I pray for death? 'Cause now it seems like the unraveling started too soon, and now I'm sleeping in hallways, drinking perfume, speaking in mirrors, counting our moons, while the worse and worse that it gets. Oh, you can judge the whole world on the sparkle that you think it lacks. You can stare into your abyss, but it's staring right back. Charlottesville, good old Santa Fe. When I think of you, you still got on that hat that says let's party. That thing is never thrown away. I hope that life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope the brothers help me on us forever. May all your favorite bands stay together. I'm just waking up and I'm not thinking clearly. So one eye open, I'm writing you this song. Ain't it funny how some people pop into your head so easily? 'Cause I haven't seen you in there for so long. I hope the life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope your brother's help will mean all runs forever. I hope the world sees the same person that you always were to me. And may all your favorite bands stay together. Thank you all so much. It's a pleasure being with you. We'll see you down the road. We're good for one more view arm. Which was to the glad. You can polish up your prisons, send all your critics to hell. You seem willing and able, you stick it away, but you're still waiting tables. Someone else's cafe. Of the truths lace up your combat boots. You seem willing and able in your stupid beret, but you're still waiting tables at someone else's cafe. Make some face paint out of baby blood. Wear a necklace made of teeth. You mean living a fable in your one-man parade. Just still the tables but someone else's cafe. Over up with a cradle to the dead of the years. We're all waiting to